YouTube check 1 2. YouTube check 2 check 2 check 2 check 2 check 2. YouTube check 1 2. What is good, team? Welcome back, everybody. Please let me know that you can hear my voice in the chat. Hello, hello, hello. And it looks like we are connected. It looks like we are connected. Good to hear, guys. Nice. Looks like we are connected to YouTube. Should you have any issues with audio or video here, please refer to the link attached above, but I shall attach it again. There you go, team. Okay, so yeah, really curious bottom side here. I wonder what they're saying to create this volatility on risk on traditional risk on assets. I will say that you know, we massive bottom side yesterday, right? Just I'm talking what it could have been. Yeah, just about 2 hours, probably, right? Just about 2 hours before the bottom side on XRP hit, we had a 199.555 bottom, and we hit a low of about 199.503. I mean, man, couldn't have gotten closer to the guys. That's pretty damn close. Doesn't always happen like that, right? But pretty cool to acknowledge when it does. And so for those of you who loaded the 198s and the 199s, congratulations, guys. That was very nice. And let's see. We also had a few other plays, right? MSTR is kind of feeling a little bit of this pressure here, just because, you know, it is part of the broader markets. It still has the exposure, right? So we were already expecting potential pullbacks from here anyway. We were looking for 180.72, you know, before pulling back down into the areas of around 176.52. Man, okay, my little guy's having trouble. I think they're gonna bring him back home, but it should be okay. Yeah. 5-day close. Yeah. And also the 10-day as well, I believe. We have a few little silly things in there. And besides, right, it's still the relatively close to the opening of the month. So, you know what? Actually, that was a pretty big recovery here on the SPY. Well, not a big recovery. I'm just saying that it was a, you know, relative to the low that it had, it is kind of going up a bit. 674. It looks like an area we need to test for sure. Yeah, you know, from an hourly time frame, is way too choppy. You think it wants that gap? There's a cut there. I mean, there's a few in here. I mean, the reality of this is that it really should be like you're 671. Yeah, like 671.90. I see this down here as a 670, but it really should be 671.90, 672.77, and a very very notable 670, you know, 670, 406, 673.90, something right there, 674. That complete range there feels like the zone that needs to be kind of back tested. The only thing I would say against that is psychological regression. If I'm using tops like this, then, you know, we would be, and using the body, the opening and closing bases, then it would be this, right? But if we were to use if we were to use these instead, which I think would be a lot better, personally speaking, yeah, it would be something like this here. And that introduces you to the 670, you know, 3s, 2s, 4s. This is what you have to. Okay. and also maybe a 12-hour outlook on this would be better too. Let me see. Yeah, to be fair, the regression is there in that manner too, right? There is this could very well take place this could very well take place of a what is it, descending wedge, right? Because this is actually your top here, and this is like a false break, unless we just treat it from this point here. So then you just have a false break and a false break, right? Two little false breaks here, but overall this would be your average top. And then, you know, following this, you would have your you know, your regression, something like that there. If you are to run a channel on this, we could. So it would be the work of this candle and this candle here. And that would, you know, that would be your comparable tops. Say like this. Let me show you. Yeah, like this. And, you know, I know that it's a bit nuanced here, right? That I use these tiny levels, but I would just get rid of the bottom one. Have the overall top filled like this, right? Use this as a very, very, very thin liquid zone, like this. Yeah, this one too. Yeah, I feel like this one has a lot of sense to it, you know. And this really would, I mean, damn. This this candle here, the one for December 1st of 2025, right? Literally yesterday, right? The low of that candle is, I mean, is testing a pretty nice zone. You know, it would be the bottom of this gap here. But we never got down to this gap here, which means we never got down to this gap here. And then I know. The only thing I'm doubting now is the proximity, right? So proximity from major breaks. So your 675, 674 to this point, is it enough to pull back all the way down to that point? Or do we actually need a 689 or 690 to then pull back to that point down there? That's what I'm curious about at this point. 684.48. I'm right around there. 50%, 684.25, 685.80. Yeah, you see it. Okay. And 693 is the $3 up or down the $10 mark is always a thing. You know, so if you're telling me 690, I'm already thinking 687, 693. 580, you know, 590 would be a 587, 593. That's that thing, right? The zones that you can kind of catch people bagging, which in the hundreds mark, you know, I would probably look at. I would probably, you know, observe your 687 to 713. And I believe I do. I believe I do have like a 713 or a 703. You do, right? And like it would be formation, like measured moves. So I'm glad that we're confluent with that. That's good, guys. Let me. My confidence again with the damn voice. It's not. It's hold on. Let me try to clear my throat. Okay, that was perfect timing here. Now I have the little guy like where is he? Right here. You can't see his head. Okay. Yeah, he's right next to me now, right? He wasn't feeling too good, I guess, to go to school, so he was having a little bit of a episode. So I said, you know what? He is okay with me. Thanks, Guardian. Appreciate you, buddy. Appreciate you. I can't complain about this time with the little man. I love it, but I also can't have him get used to that either. But yeah, guys. So, oh man, I'm gonna type in for everyone. Little man. And here we go. Here's the ping to everybody. Okay, team. Yeah. That is an interesting recovery here on the SPY so far. MSTR also feeling it, and I think crypto may have felt the same thing too. As bottom sides here, we reached 679.33. We're at 681.09, and we're approaching here. We're approaching the 8-hour close. The lunchtime NYSE is coming in. It's still, this is still a suspect. It is a bit suspicious the way that this is recovering, but nice bounce on MSTR though. And guys, remember this DJT play is, man, this is one that I have a lot of conviction in. I just, something is up with the charts here, team, and this thing is right around your, it actually just came down near the entries of 1085. It just hit 1090. Actually, let me see how low it went. No, I didn't hit the, yeah. I mean, that was right around the open of the market, 1094, just about. Let me see how early did that do that. Yeah, at the open of the market, this thing just dropped all the way down to 1090. Couldn't actually reach our zone of 1085. But it's at the point of, it's out of balance right now, guys. And this zone here of around 1007, price is at 1007. This is, that is roughly where, risk could be taken there. Okay. So, and we kind of spoke about this too, right? So, downside into the areas of your 1085, right? We would break above the zone of 1107, resist at 1123, and we resist it just at about 1125. This would be the pullback, right, to validate the area of around that 1107, which we're doing now. And from here, there technically should be a run again to break above the 1123 and resist around the areas of 1138. So we're looking, it's kind of running, it's running pretty nicely against the plan so far. It just, of course, it has a lot to do with of course, it's going to have actually, you know what? The immediate short term against the SPY wasn't that, if this thing had resilience against it. So why don't we go ahead and check that real quick? The correlation coefficient against the SPY immediate short term in the 5-minute, it is very much correlated. Let's see the hourly. The hourly time frame, we have it's rejecting full correlation, still within the areas of 72% though. By hourly time frame, a little bit lower, showcasing a 54% correlation. It's declining into 70% in a 3-hour. Corrective pivots here around 80% on the 4-hour. It feels like overall it's trying to, how is this possible? It's trying to decouple here. Your daily time frame is inverting completely. Your bi-daily time frame has zero correlation with the SPY. Inverse correlation by about minus Yeah, that's guys. That's a negative 0.34 on the 3-day time frame. Even less than, yeah, that's a negative 0.54 on the 4-day time frame. Guys, this is heavily inverse. You know what? I wonder if how is this? Hold on. Let's get this correlation coefficient. I have an idea. I was gonna do the VIX, but I want to see the DXY again on this on a daily. Coming. Not what? That's weird. That shouldn't be happening. Yeah. This is very confusing, and it's you know what it makes me feel like, guys? It makes me feel like a shift of some sort is inbound or something. Let me find it. Yeah, I got an idea. I have an idea. I really do. Let me see. Yeah, let me try this. Sean, what's up, buddy? Dude, where you been? Of course, man. Of course. Yeah, I think the team was all watching Beyond yesterday go, beyond the dollar mark into the 113 into 124, 134. Like, dude, it was just going and going, huh? Oh, I meant to ask a little bit earlier. Did anyone take any entry on Oracle yesterday? From we were looking at that being a very short-term downside if we got any, right? But yeah, I have an idea here too. And I'm going to check this against DJT. Oh man, I kind of knew that. Immediate short-term time frame inverse, but growing correlation into the larger time frame. What I'm looking at here, team. What I'm looking at here is this is the German DAX. So the DAX often plays the American the American indices, right? It often plays the play that the American indices would do prior to the American indices. So this would be a forward look. So in other words, let me take a look at the weekly time frame of the SPY. Or the SPX, right? And I'm wondering if we're I have to continue testing this. But I think we're pricing this right about here, right? So we have that peekaboo. And of course, the target on this would be 24,700, right? 24,700 would be equivalent to the to the 25,000 mark. So 25,007 to 25,003 would be your resistance, the gap, the pocket of the pocket of the psychological change. And we were just talking about the SPY 703 697 or 693 ish. That reminds me a lot of this. So I'm wondering if the immediate short term is, we're probably going to price here a peekaboo, get ourselves into that, roughly above the 7,000 mark here on the SPX in the next few days. And from this, this would actually bring down price to validate what we were then speaking about for the 674, 675 of the SPY, which would be equivalent to 6,733 to just around 6,770 of the SPX, or really we kind of face a little bit of a correction here based on whatever news, right? So if we're looking at the 10th year, where we're going to make, the FOMC is going to make that the overall decision, we're pricing in an 88% right now. So I think that the 88% is near all-time highs, or the all-time highs, but from prior when we got rugged, right? So that means that price action would probably retrace to that sentiment, and then at the announcement, we would have already priced that in. We get the rate cut, we correct the market, come back down and find the demand, and then continue towards the upside. Not necessarily bearish. It's just now for the forward look and the forward guidance of the Fed, we would then start looking for that for the next pricing phase. So I'm going to have to, if you feel up for this, you don't have to do this, right? But if you feel up for this, we might have some interesting behavior here against the DAX. And, it would make the upside more solid just for the shorter term, though. And I think that we would just create a higher low. So yeah, in the next, let's see, we have 3 days, 5 hours, the SPX weekly close. We could do it over the next, maybe the following week. The 10th is going to land on this phase here, right? No, it's going to land on the next phase. Right. So I guess anywhere between 10 to 15 days will I'm strongly believing that now, guys. I think with that, between the next 10 to 15 days, we create the all-time high peekaboo SPX, right? Get that retrace, find the liquidity at the bottom side, and then pick it up. But guys, if you didn't load on Oracle yesterday from that bottom that we were talking about, man, I think it actually gapped up like crazy, Oracle. Let me take a look at your day on that real quick. Yeah. So check this out, guys. Oracle closed price at $200.94. Today, it opened up at $205, right? $205 just above. And and it continued. So it went all the way up to 209.67, guys, from prior day's close. That was a $10 move. I was risk on only one contract in this, right? But that one contract made around 94%. And it was a very inexpensive one. Interesting move. But yeah, guys, I think there's a real cool thing happening in the markets right now, and we're not necessarily dying off either. Specifically through the looks of MSTR, right? Which I'm not gonna play this one, guys. I'm really not gonna play this, but I am very bullish this ticker, just like we probably should be bullish BMNR and a few others of those, right? Um, but so yes, so far we're doing okay. Let me take a look at. I know we had a few other tickers to look at, right? Oh, okay. Here you go, LE guys, LAES. Definitely not getting well. Technically speaking, this would be our resistance, right? But we were looking for LAES entry conditions of around yeah, I mean specifically the controlled zone would be 401 to around 403. 407 top 394. Not sure that it's still going to happen, right? Because we did get a massive rejection at that first zone, and we came back to create a little bit of a higher low. And we are resisting, I mean, just about perfectly at that 436 right now. But that doesn't mean anything. It doesn't mean that we're going to resist and come all the way down. This may have already found its floor. And continuation may be likely. Oh, hold on, guys. Somebody's at my door. Hold on. Yeah, team. It was just my daughter. Let me put this on here. Okay, we're just gonna have to do without it. I'm not about to reach all the way over there. My son's all over the way. Okay. You see how LAES is starting to kind of peak there? That's all this here, right? That's because the SPY is trying to reclaim. See this? So if that's the case, let me get rid of volume. We're about, let's see, 15 minutes away from closing the hourly on the SPX. From the more immediate short term, wow. This isn't, yeah, we're accelerating to the upside here, guys. Let's see. George K, you're noticing some critical levels, buddy, on either LAES or SPY volatility. I mean, I kind of missed it there. I am, guys. Okay. So your 2 minute time frame is certainly, you're looking at LAES's volatility. I didn't actually do that myself, and you know what? Observing the 4 hour time. That, yeah, man, what a clever look there, brother. This is, yeah, man. It really is all kind of I mean, look at this, right? Your 4 hour time frame LAES is critically contracted with a potential upside shift on this. Man, this certainly feels like we're getting a push here. Guys, check it out. The SPY. This is what I was saying, right? Upside accelerating into that 2 minute time frame, right? Volatility expansion. It's doing it, right? Let's go towards the. It could still be false breakouts, right? Of course, that can also happen. Observing your 3 minute time frame, same, right? We're accelerating on volatility, and we still have a massive upside posturing here on your stochastic momentum averages. Very nice posturing on a 4 minute time frame, and accelerating. Little guy, look at that, guys. The SPY is, it's just, man, it is really at the reclaim here, guys. Now this is the major resistance, and this is the reclaim zone. So rejections could start here, but if it has all this strength, it looks like it's going to break it, guys. 5 minute time frame upside. We're still accelerating massively into the 10 minute with a nice upside posturing. We have validated upside in the 10 minute time frame, is actually validated downside there, but we have upside in the coming targets and the coming time frames, right? Hourly time frame, 4 hour. All of those are cascading upward. Look at this acceleration on a 15 minute. Careful, buddy. Careful, honey. Yeah. Nice shift to the upside here, 20 minute time frame. Whoa. That would be a total of about, oh, this is going to shift upward if it closes like this, guys. Okay, so I wouldn't suggest the 30 minute to be it either. When is the 30 minute closing? 11 minutes. If it stays, not even the hourly time frame, it's kinked. Not even the bi-hourly, it's kinked. That's upside. Still upside into the 3. The 4 hour time frame is, man, wait a second. Still upside here. A little weaker in the 6 hour. Still upside into the 8 hour. Man, that does, not yet. Still upside? You got to be kidding me. I'm looking for a downside posturing. Like it has to be perfectly downside. Man, the 2 day, 3 day, all within potential signals firing. 4 day up. 5 day just shifted up. What in the world? Still upside into the weekly, bi-weekly, almost there. Let me see the 3-week. It's still there. 4-week. It's still there, man. There's got to be a point, man. Come on. I'm gonna be forced to say this one here. It would be the monthly. Yes, barely, but I'm gonna use the monthly here. Okay, monthly upside. This gives us about a 33-point upside from the opening of the month, which is 678.81. We have a current ATR top of 711.82, putting us just about the 612 mark. Where I was just mentioning that the 712 mark, right? Which I was just mentioning that the 713 to 687s, right, would be your areas of interest when we're talking about 100 marks. 711.82 is the measured move for the monthly upside, and that's where the downside would start. So if it is the case, man, that is such a huge move above price. It's going to take some effort to bring it. Yeah, I think the Santa Claus rally is here. That move on top would take a lot of pressure to bring this down a little bit over its daily AT, actually a lot over it's a bi-daily ATR-ish, yep. And have it break down below 689.79. That's, yeah, there's a lot here, but I don't know if it's going to happen that fast, team. Okay, this is a very curious thing. I am seeing upside, guys. I am seeing upside. LAES, now check it out. Pumping. Looking good. MSTR should be upside too. There we go. Breaking. It's now breaking its day's high. Going for your bi-daily high or a 3-day high. That's right around the 187.32. Okay, and now Tesla is running more or less what we wanted it to do, right? Heads up. I think right around in here, right, Tesla is potentially at entries now. I mean, we just grabbed that 423.25. It came down to around 422.16 of our expected 420.54. It is a red bar. It could still resist, right around the areas of 426.47. Resist that and come back down to really capture, some entry down here. But I got to say this, yeah, this still has. I think this still has a little more upside to go, guys. But remember this, we said this would be around a 30 to 35 point play to the upside from these bottom sides, right? Right up to here. So this would mean that if it is that we're resisting at 438, which we talked about yesterday, we got up to around 436.90. Then our loading zones would be down in these areas, which we just got one of them. Don't doubt this, right? Because we could still resist and come down a little more. And then these points down here would really have us kind of take off and start breaking above your 433s and 438s. This does have a probability of, riding up to the 449.52, which is why I'm pointing at this target here of 451.34. This could still happen even into today. Okay, guys, so that's but remember, Tesla is a monster of its own. It really is. It really is a crazy one. And let me see here. Oh my goodness, no way. Check this out. This is XRP bull flag at these top resistances of 215.7. Man, yeah, I guess measured move on this would be, I think we're capping out at the 220 something, right? We spoke about a 223, but this has a perfect measured move to just about, hold on. Yeah, this has a pretty nice measured move to that center bound of 219.525. And it seems like it wants to go for it, guys. Let me see. Hold on. Yeah, the SPY is still. Oh, okay. The SPX hourly close coming in 5 minutes. Let's see. Wow. SPX, is that true? What's the opening of this? 68.1355. Prior bar close 68.1350. What is it, 57? Oh man. This would technically be this would technically be a bullish engulfing. It is at the bottom of the trend here. This would also be considered a 4-hour time frame tweezer bottom, but let me see. Oh man, look at that. True green outside bar. It's a true green outside bar with a lower low from this. It feels like a really weird hammer, right? But it could still qualify to be one of those hanging man. But the hanging man would be right next to this, so this could technically be an evening star of sorts, right? But it's just the criteria behind this is that it's making a lower low. So this is the 3-hour time frame of the SPX coming into a close as well. So which introduces just slight pullbacks. I don't know that we can drop below the areas of 68.3210 on the SPX, which introduces just more highs. Wow. Oh, wow. Look at this thing. My goodness. Upside momentum signal fired on the 2-hour time frame XRP. Let's go. Oh my goodness, it is breaking out now. Let's go. Going for that bull flag. Let's do it. Galvin, love you, buddy. Good to see you, my bro. Man. Yeah, this is, the SPY is close enough, man. The SPY is close enough to closing here, a potential 30-minute time frame. If it wasn't for this bottom wick here, right, this would be a pretty nice looking Marabazoo, but it is absolutely a momentum candle. My brother Galvin, man, it's so good to see you, buddy. I hope your family's good. I hope you're okay. Keeping healthy. Okay. Yeah, guys, I think it feels like a paradigm shift here. And let's see. I had one more thing to look at with you. Okay. Yeah, that would be a GME. So we were facing resistances, right? Talking about resistances up here before pulling back and gaining entry from this zone here, 2253, right? I mean, to 2269, absolutely got that bottom side and definitely got the bounce to the upside. And now we're in the resistance range. So I said that this would be an area for scalpers or for momentum traders to exit. So far, guys, so good. And yeah, this feels like it's going to continue. There we go, man. Look at that. Gee. The spy looks like a pennant. Let's see. Are you in the, what time frame are you in, my brother? I can kind of see it already, right? But I assume you're looking at it from like a 2 hour, maybe. You know, any of these time frames, brother, that looks a little dangerous too, though, because these would be like the formation here is it looks like a diamond pennant. So it would be something along the lines of like this here, right? You bring this down to this level here. And then this, you bring it down to this level here, right? And then this here. Here you go, guys. Sorry. I was just acknowledging the 2330 of GME. The measured move is almost there. Is what you drew? Perfect, brother. Perfect. So then you're, you know, you could play that. It could be played both ways, right? So, you know, taking it from where we presently are, or the next bar after, you're looking at about 688.04. Otherwise, 689.74 would be your hard target. That does not look bad. Let's go, brother. You know, inversely so, you know, it would also be true. You know, if it did play the bear side of this, it's coming in perfectly to the area of entry that we wanted at 673.12. Yeah, but presently, very, very volatile move coming in here from GME. Take a look at that, guys. Wow. Oh my goodness, nice. Yeah, we did see a few of them just yesterday, didn't we? That no. Oh, last week? Guardian was the last week? Yeah, he was talking about GME last week. I think Daniel was telling me about it. And then also now he's talking his crap on Tesla, I think. Let's go, brother. Sui looking fire. Sui. And how's this? You know, man, like, make it already. Look at this run. Man, I'm telling you, volatility is so much more potent on the downside. It's like when you're trying to recover the upside, it feels impossible. The uphill, you know? It is way too hot in here. Let me turn this thing on, guys. Yeah. Huh? Oh, you did, honey? Hey, guys. Okay. Wow. Yeah, because it's a. I forget. I forget. I forget. You know, with the little guy in line here. But yeah, honey. But let's see. Looks like it should be good news. Tahoe Joe, what do you think he's gonna? What do you think he's gonna highlight here? Man, I feel so bad breathing on you guys like this. I see. Yeah, $1,000, man. Come on. It does take a little more effort than that. But still, it's a positive thing nonetheless, right? Okay, so yeah, there looks to be a bit of recovery, at least from the eyes of Tesla, right? We were just looking at that here, and this was the kind of the downside that we were expecting, right? So we didn't quite reach all the way to the 438.14. We got a 436.80, and then dropped into the zone that we wanted for potential entries, right? Michael Delta Fund, 25 million Trump accounts with $6.25 billion gift to avoid taxes. Let's go. Let me take a look at, man, this little guy will definitely give you a run for the money. Okay. So now observing the SPY, we're definitely getting a little bit of a pump to the upside here. Nice. That just moved. Yeah, this was the hourly time frame just opened up maybe about just around 23 minutes ago. So this opened up at 680.13. It's sitting at 681.41, and now I think that we could. Now I think that we could see movement. Right. USPX hourly is coming in just around 7 minutes, 6 minutes, 7 minutes. Sorry. Okay. Okay. SPY is at that resistance. This has got to be that breakout zone. Nice 2-minute time frame, looking like it still has more upside. We're starting to expand here. 3-minute time frame still has upside. Hang on. Can't always be too trusting of this, right? Especially when that SPX hourly coming. 4-minute time frame still to the upside. Let's see, this 5 to the upside. $10 up. Yeah, still kinked. 20-minute time frame is, I mean, that's kinked a little bit. Still on that green. Still upside into the hourly. That has a slight kink on it still. Just double check this real quick, right? These are still kinked. Yeah, this would have to start making a. Yeah, this would really have to start making its change here soon, right? It's just it did leave behind a few areas, like I said, but not. Hold on, guys. Just in case, let me look at the 5-hour on this. Oh, nice. Wait. It is technically kinked. Let me see. Okay, let me catch the 6-hour time. 2 hours, and could this be it? No. Thought Zeus, what's up, buddy? Nothing on the 8-hour either. It's looking like a 12. I'm gonna look at weird time frames here. Yeah, this kink is, I don't like that. $12-hour slightly. Oh my goodness, let me see. Hold on, guys. Okay, that's a lot better. $13 hours of upside. So this may have already done it. Let's see. That would have given us a 686.01. We moved up to just, I mean, very close to 684. That's still, it's fair enough still. Right? So if this does have room to come down, it would do it still from the opening of its own bar, retrace. And this would retrace to its own ATR low of around 674.93. Which is something that we already kind of expected. 674.93. Hold on. Okay, so yeah, your tangible target on this, your physical target would probably be around 675.64, right? I think we already have that there though. Yeah, it is there. Look at that. 675. Was it the channel though? Let me see the channel. Yeah, 675.60 is on the channel. That is the, and I just said 64. So I'm just going to go ahead and say 64. I like that target, honestly. Okay. Is that serious? Can I really do that? What? Okay. Heads up, there may be, it looks like there may actually be a bit of a downside here soon. Let me check the, Bank of America either saved the crypto market or going to piss people off. Now allowing allocation of 1% to 4% into spot BTC ETF. Oh, man. Okay. So we have an hourly and a bi-hourly. And the 4-hour close. I don't think we have anything else here, though. No. Okay, let me see these. $6.77, you said? Yeah, I have a 677.97. This would be this would be a zone to maybe prevent price action from going down to the entry. I have a focus entry on this that would be at a 676.93 to 677.27. But yeah, and in this area here, the 677.97 could serve as my higher low. This was yesterday's thesis. And yeah, from here, this would be your liquidity grab. That's your test of regression, and then you're looking at tests from historical highs using the 677. This one here, I might have just moved it. Sorry. The top one. Sorry, that's 677.97, right? What the heck is it doing? Yeah, like this. What the heck is going on? Okay. Now, yeah, let me look at this in a smaller time. If this is true, this could be an invalidated inverse head and shoulders, being that it's at the top of a formation. Okay, and this could be your more immediate short-term dead cat. I guess the 15 looks okay. This would technically also be an invalidated head and shoulders too, though, but which one has the available psychology? I also see a diamond pennant on the top. And volume should be decreasing on the upside. And it is. Now, into the downside, we should be increasing volume. Okay, so if that truly is the case, then that would be an indication of continuation to the downside, right? The probability for now, right, as a measured move to the downside would be this. Right at about 670, 678.25, which is rhyming with the 677.97. Nice. Also, if it does the head and shoulders by, for whatever reason, then we could see this target here. Check it out. Put this below the right hand shoulder. And now this one comes out to 678.14. So it's even closer, right? It's even closer to, and also I'm wondering if actually my regression should more so be like this, right? Like this here. And then based on this second touch, which is then going to give you your dead cat bounce, I think that should be the case anyway. So we'll bring this down like this, right? And then apply it to that shoulder here, just again. And then your target to the downside becomes $667.47. You got that too? You got that too, huh, Jen? So yeah, guys, I think there's a potential weakness coming in. Let me see. Okay, we do have a little bit of short-term upside on this, certainly. Hang on. Wait a second. Yeah, you're 2 minutes, and this is potentially another Head and Shoulders here, disguised as the. Yeah, I think we got downside. If we get trapped, guys, I'm really sorry, but I think we have downside here, and it's about to start breaking now that we got the new hourly close on the SPX. There could be some downside coming in. You know what I mean, Jelly Bean? Oh man, it's feeling it. Yeah. Hi, little guy. Let's see. Okay, so yeah, guys, if we get a downside here, I think it's gonna start getting a little thicker. Yeah, this guy's getting a little nervous here, guys. I may have to go here, but yeah, this thing is gonna get thicker and thicker, right? Just because of the, it just has the psychology behind this formation is just kind of real, you know. That's really what I'm trying to say, and it feels like it would be just a temporary. It feels like it would just be a temporary drop on this, and just to validate, literally just to validate some supports. You know, if it gets it here, but it feels a little bearish right now, guys. Be very careful when playing these. Right, we're gonna have Trump speaking here in around 40 minutes or whatever. We never know what's gonna. It may invalidate everything that we just talked about. Okay, guys. Yeah, guys. I have this little man getting crazy back here. Financial brother, can you? Are you guys gonna stick around? Trump is speaking. That's why I'm saying that something could happen. That's a little strange. Oh, I don't know if you could do that, buddy. Yeah, and that's what I'm sorry. Tahoe Joe was just telling us about a couple of things that he was going to be speaking of, you know. Yeah, this guy's starting to like bang on my back and stuff. Thank you, buddy. I appreciate you. So yeah, guys, for those of you who don't know, right, don't let go of that opportunity, guys, for the for the Cyber Monday deal, going for the mentorship for specifically day trading. The scalpers market is what it's called. Find it in the chat, right, guys, the lounge, and you'll see it in there. It's a blowout price for 14-week mentorship. All right, team. And I love you all very much. And we shall speak very, very, very scary Larry later. I love you, team. Thank you so much for your help, and thank you so much for hanging around here with me. But I think we're good to go. All right, guys. See you, Financial. Thank you so much, brother. Later, Tahoe Joe. See you, Jen. See you, Lioness. Bye, guys. See you, Galvin, Guardian. Love you guys. Take care, okay? Bye, team. See you, George. Be safe, my brother. See ya. Peace out, team.